Good afternoon, everyone. Aurora here from Beyond the Rant, and I'm starting a video series today. Actually, I've been meaning to for a long time, and just awesome how everything works out. Because if I had done the video at the time I planned it, which was months ago, I wouldn't have learned, so I can convey the same thing I learned to you. You know, I didn't have a grasp on these ideas. I didn't have a grasp on my own self. You know, I can't explain something. I can't convey the energy of something that benefits if I don't have that same energy or grasp on the subject. And I'm not saying I'm an expert on this, but I've done this for a while where I'm getting the hang of it now, and I can say that it is not a, you know, it's not some new age theory. It's not any like anything to be scared of. It's actually very liberating, and that is the reality of transformation. You know, and let that bus pass, or that's not a bus. It's a delivery truck. I'm in Dos Lagos. It's a newer part of Corona, California. It's like a shopping area, and this ties into energy. You know, it ties into everything. But I'm getting too ahead of myself when I talk about energy in that sense. But it's all about personal transformation. When you destroy your reality, a new reality has to come up. You know, first of all, you have to understand that there's a certain reality you're living in. Okay, and if you want to have a life you've never had before, if you want to have the things you never had before, if you want to have great things, great experiences in your life, you have to become the vessel to have those great experiences. That's what personal transformation is when you see yourself as something limitless, not bound by certain limitations that you have placed on yourself from other people's opinion of you. You know, you are on your way to a new life, to create a new reality. But the trick is, and the answer is, that you can actively create your reality. And this is what all the religions talked about before they were, I guess, used as a tool of controlling people based on their lower understanding of those traditions. Okay, so I'm outside here. Like I said, in Dos Lagos, is a little shopping area. It's really nice place now. You know, it's grown a lot. Before, when they first opened up, it was like people were saying, why would they even, you know, no one's going to come here. No one's going to come here. But as time went on, maybe it took longer than usual, but now there's a lot of apartment buildings around here. There's like these new developments all around here. It's almost like it created an energy. It created something nice, and then people want to move closer to nice energy. This is energy. And to know this, you have to know this. You know, people that are developers, big multi-million-dollar developers, you know, you think they just put together a project by just because they feel that this area needs it? No, they know how to control reality. They know how energy works. Everything is energy. Okay, so in this series, I'm going to be talking about how to understand how to create your reality. And the first and the most important thing that you have to understand, the first rule of this reality, that everything is mental. Everything comes from mentalism, from the mind. It's not a concept that's going to throw you out of your own faith, because even that, everything comes from the mind. So everything is from the all, which is the mind. All right, so we have a spark that breathed life in us, that spoke life in us, that is inside of us at our higher consciousness level. All right, and the idea is to understand how to see the signs of reality, how to understand different synchronicities that are happening, how to manifest in your reality things that you want, feelings that you want. You know, a lot of times we wake up and we have certain routines. We wake up and you turn the news on, and you know, it's I talked about this before. You turn the news on, they're all talking about bad things, you know, about what happened with Trump, and this country is going to do this testing, and all these riots here, and this shooting is here, and then some happy commercial that says, you know, drink this coffee, and then the next commercial is like, oh, if you feel like, you know, you're depressed or something, you have this pill, you know, and go to this restaurant to eat, you know, and then the news again, and tells you some funny story, and then it tells you some sad stories, always playing with your emotions. It's almost like when you wake up, you're feeding your mind that reality that you hear, you know, and then the mind it's created that reality for itself. It's set the stage up for that day, and it's going to put things on that stage to make that stage relevant, you know, unless you tear that stage down. You tear that stage down and you make your own stage. And that can't happen unless you understand everything comes from the mind. Everything is mentalism. Everything comes from the mind. You cannot, this place cannot exist if someone didn't think of it. It's as simple as that. Everything comes from the mind. And the mind has to be balanced. You know, there's two halves of your brain. There's different parts of your brain. There's the reptilian brain, and also, you know, we think of the brain as just the thing inside your head, but the brain is also part of the brain is also your spinal cord. That is part of your brain. That is part of that brain, you know, the organ of the brain, or whatever you want to call it, you know, and so that's what happened. We have separated our bodies into separate things, you know, like the liver is separate than the heart is separate than the brain, and this, it's like, no, everything works together because everything affects one another. You know, if your kidneys are bad, then you're not going to filter the toxins out of your blood, and then that same blood is going to be pumping from your heart, and it's going to be pumping to all the different organs. The life force, blood is I'm getting way ahead of myself, but I'm going to deal with this mentalism. Everything is from the mind, and there's two parts of your mind, of your mind. There's a feminine side of your mind, which deals with imagination, you know, which is another part of mentalism. See, part of thinking, the thinking mind. Part of that thinking mind, there's a masculine side and there's a feminine side. As within, so without. So the feminine aspect of your mind is the imagination, the imaginatory mind, the emotional, the emotions, the empathy, sympathy, imagination, you know, creativeness, that stuff. You know, that's the right side of the brain, which is a feminine mind. Feminine is called the divine feminine. It's the energy. It's the energy, right? So that's what the energy it controls. It is. And then the left brain, which is the right hand, is the dominant side. Is the masculine mind. It's called the divine masculine. Okay, it is to do with logic. It is to do with structure, mathematics. Just like it's not discerning uh, in terms of like imagination. It's straight up logic. Like a robot. Like a robot. It's logic. It's like it doesn't compute. Okay. But a human, see, when they're in balance, lives a balanced life. See, with the imbalance. Say if you have an imbalance with your left side of your body is suppressed. For example, the left side of the body is suppressed in our culture. Left is like, if you're left-handed, you're evil. I don't know if that means anything anymore, but it's like just distrustworthy. You should eat with your right hand, not your left hand. Do the dirty things with your left hand. When you shake someone's hand, it's right hand. It's for a reason, and because it's our culture has suppressed the left hand, and as doing that in the material plane, it has suppressed the left. It has suppressed the right brain, the feminine brain. It has suppressed the feminine in reality. Okay, and in this 3D existence, it has suppressed the female force. It's contorted it. It has and it has put to power the masculine, energy, and you cannot create anything new from your own feelings, from your own dreams, from your desire, from your passion. You can't create anything from your passion from your left brain. You cannot. You can only mimic things from the left. You cannot create anything new from the left. It has to go to the right. You have to imagine something first. First, you have to imagine. Say you're an artist, or you want to heal people. You want to heal people. You want to be this healer. So you go to medical school and you become a doctor, and now you're a doctor for 10 years, and you're like, I should be happy. I should be happy. Why am I not happy? I have money. I have this fame, but you deep inside you wanted to be a healer, and you know that if you are part of the medical system, you can't be a healer. You have to be a robot, because if someone comes with diagnostic code XYZ, I don't know, osteoarthritis, I think it's like code 714, okay, osteoarthritis of the knee. You come in, you go to the doctor for that, and the doctor is going to give you 5 options. In those 5 options, you choose one of them. You think it's free will. It's not free will. It's an option. It's a multiple choice. Here's the 5 choices you have. You can have surgery. You can be on this medication. You can do physical therapy. Physical therapy. You can do X, Y, Z, and that's it. See, and a doctor wants to be a healer, and he knows that it is part of inflammation. It's part of a lifestyle. It's part of a healthy mind, body, spirit lifestyle. It's cutting out certain foods like sugars and high processed foods. And if the doctor can be like, well, Mr. Jones, I'm not going to give you any medication, but I'm going to give you this regimen. You go to the grocery store, you start changing your life like this, you start walking more, and give them a new lease on life. No. See, the person goes to the doctor because they have given the energy of their health to the doctor, to the medical system, because they believe that they don't have the health. The doctor can give them health, or the system can give them health. But that goes into mentalism. What you believe about your creator is the kind of creator you're going to have. What you believe about yourself is the reality you're going to have. If you believe that you are an old, sick person, in your mind, deep inside, when you look in the mirror, you think of an old person that's getting old, then guess what? Do you think you're going to have a better day because of that thought? And just because you get some new clothes, or you try this out here and there, You think that you're still going to feel like you are a different person? No, because the inside has to change for the outside to change. The inside physically and mentally. So everything is from the mind, you know. It's like everything comes from the mind. And what is, we have three cells. We have three cells. Our knowing self, our doing self, and our thinking self. The thinking self is what? What is thinking? What is thinking? It's like at the end, if you meditate, if you let all the chatter go away, all the mundane everyday life chatter, and then you go into just feeling. You go into a feeling. You go to a quiet area and you think about a time in your life where you were really happy. I don't know. Maybe you went to the park with your mom. When you were 10 years old and you went fishing. I think of those things. When I want to get my mental state in a state of, okay, now I know what real happiness feels like. Okay, you get yourself in that state. You get yourself in that state, and you recreate that feeling in your body, and you let your body resonate that same feeling. Literally, your hormones. You'll release hormones and dopamine and serotonin in your body when you think of a good thought. Literally, you're giving yourself energy. It happens a lot, right? Say it's Friday night and you you're really bored. You have nobody to talk to. No one. Everyone's busy. It's Friday night and you're like, ah, shit. You know what? I'm tired now. I'm not gonna go out. And one friend calls you up. He's like, you're like, nah, I'm gonna stay in. And then an hour later, a really old friend calls you up and you haven't talked to in a while, and you're like, hey, I'm in town. Do you want to hang out? Like, oh man, I told the other person no, but you know what? You justify it so quickly in your mind, like, yeah, I'm gonna hang out. Yeah, I'm free. I'm not tired. So you get up and you go out. That is energy. Where did you get the energy from? You were tired 5 minutes ago. Now you're not tired. That is literally you creating energy from thought. And that is the first rule of reality. Mentalism. If you understand mentalism, and you cognize mentalism, and you understand how everything else is a distraction, and get quiet with yourself, then you'll be ready for the next lesson. The next lesson is a great one, and it took me a while to understand this in my daily life. And this is what religion is not teaching. It's not teaching for many reasons. It's not teaching not because it's not in religion. It's the understanding has been thwarted. The understanding has been hijacked, and we've been told what to think. No, you think of yourself like this, and that's it. This is what you have to do, and this is your answer. And people are tired of the daily life now. They're tired of, they feel like robots. They feel like there's no purpose to life. There's a lot of people that feel like, sometimes some catastrophe happens. They feel like they weren't even born. Sometimes we feel like that, like we weren't born. Think how bad feeling. What that wishing you were not born. Even jokingly saying it, in your mind, it's like it's a truth. Like when. And how is this kind of lifestyle? How is this new transformation, creating your reality, going to help you? Well, let me say this. Once you understand reality, you understand the illusion, you understand the dream, then you can gather the tools to create your own reality, become your own source of energy, become your own source of energy. And the thing is, that is the ultimate source of energy. You are your own source of energy. And I talked about energy a while ago, but think about this. When someone buys, say someone wins, okay, say you won, right now you won, you got a Ferrari for a day to drive, okay? All of a sudden, girls going to start talking to you, right? All of a sudden, uncles will want to start talking to you. People that otherwise wouldn't want to, wouldn't approach you, would approach you. That is the truth. Now, why are they approaching you? Is there's something you have? You have a Ferrari now. Ferrari signifies high energy. It signifies someone that has enough energy in their self to manifest a Ferrari, to buy a Ferrari. And if you want to buy a Ferrari, you cannot be you can't just make $100,000. You have to be a legit millionaire to have a Ferrari, because a Ferrari, you don't attract a Ferrari. Ferrari attracts you, and a Ferrari is not going to be hanging around somebody long if that person doesn't have that high energy in themselves to take care of that energy. I know it kind of sounds confusing, but think about it. Like someone that be like, oh, anybody that's a millionaire can buy a Ferrari, and you can be a bad person. It's like, think about this though. I've known somebody that had a Ferrari. I knew somebody through somebody else that had a Ferrari that got repossessed because they were doing fraud. They were doing mortgage fraud. See, that's what I'm saying. The energy, the money isn't the high energy. It's what the money represents has to be high energy. See, the guy was doing mortgage fraud through a low vibration reason, for greed, for to be status. He was cheating people, right? He was cheating people, and that the money he got was from a low vibration thing. Okay, so when you do things low vibration, you're going to attract low vibration things. And when you buy something with high vibration, it's not going to stay with you long. It's not going to stay with you. Maybe you'll get an accident. Maybe you'll go bankrupt, or something like that will happen. You'll go to jail. So this is how it works. I mean, literally, energy has consciousness. And it has life. Even a rock is praising Allah, correct? Even a rock is vibrating. Praise is to speak, to vibrate. Matter has to vibrate at a certain frequency. It is at a certain frequency. That rock is at a certain frequency. It's of matter at a certain frequency. That Ferrari is a bunch of matter set together at different frequencies. Metal at a certain frequency, carbon fiber at a certain frequency, put together in a certain way. It's all energy, and it is the degree of life that matters, right? I mean, we have the highest degree of communication in life, so they say, but I mean, I'm just gonna say, this is the secret. This is what we have not been taught, and this is real empowerment. And it's not a blaspheme of any religion. It is a higher understanding of each and every faith. Doesn't matter if you're Muslim, Christian, Jewish, Hindu, anything. It is at a higher understanding. Now you have graduated the 5th grade. Now you're going to go to high school. I don't think it's high school from 5th grade, but whatever. Now I'm telling you, like, information you should have learned in 9th grade. See, you've been taught a certain thing. You've been taught a curriculum, and curriculum is to make you into a certain kind of person. A certain kind of person that would be beneficial to the corporations or to certain segments of society, which is fine. I mean, everybody, we need that. You can have, you can be a corporate person and still have a enlightening life. But I'll tell you one thing, you will change. Your whole mindset about everything and possibilities will change, not to go to a lower vibration of fear and of hate or of arrogance. It's going to change into a higher vibration. You want to get lighter, you want to get lighter in terms of your mental baggage and in terms of your physical baggage. You want to get lighter in toxins. You want to get lighter in mental baggage. And when you do that, it's a process. As within, so without. That is one of the principles. That is one of the Hermetic principles. As within, so without. So as it is in the inside, physically, it's going to manifest on the outside, physically. As is it mentally, it's going to manifest outside in your speech, in your actions, in your behavior. And in your health, it's going to come outside. It's going to, it's going to manifest. It's going to somewhere, somehow come out at that same vibration. And it's going to make up your reality. Whatever you feel on the inside, if you are in a state of panic and anxiousness all the time, and you are worried all the time, you will be prone to ulcers. You will be prone to just kind of hiding and suppressing your voice, suppressing an idea that you have that might put you in another stratosphere. Maybe you haven't had an idea for a long time, and you just cannot get you're always logically putting it down and saying how stupid it is. But that true passion always comes out. It has to. You cannot suppress it. And a lot of times we suppress it, and it comes out in other ways because that's high energy. Like a passion of yours is high energy, and it needs high energy to eat, right? So what it'll do is it'll make you do something that seems like it's high energy. It might be for a moment in time. You might do something like, for example, smoke a cigarette. Okay, you'll get that high, and then that high energy will be it'll go in that. Okay, since you suppress your passion and that high energy, now you're gonna smoke a cigarette, and it's like, okay, you have that energy now, and you can be calm and do whatever work you're doing, or you might have something inside you that wants to come out, but you suppress it because of what people will think, or what people will say, or people will laugh at you. Now, it's happened to me in my face at first when some people laughed at me for the way I was acting or whatever. I was getting shy, and I stopped doing my hand gestures for energy. I stopped doing it because I was shy. But then once you go on this path, you realize everybody's a reflection of you. And when they're interacting with you, they are reflecting their self. So if someone's laughing and mocking me with their friends, it is them looking at me and subconsciously getting scared of what I'm doing because they think they have the right answer, or they have been led to believe that this is the way, but what it is, it's like the ego basically trying to stop that person from copying or from doing something new. I lost 45, 50 pounds. Wait, no, I lost. I'm 123 pounds now, and I used to weigh 165, and I've never felt better in my life, and it is all to do with this understanding, and I've never been closer to my family. I've never been closer to myself. I've never loved myself as much. And if you love yourself, wouldn't you want the best in your reality? See, being selfish is not a bad thing. Being selfish is required, but you have to switch the meaning of selfishness. When you fly, the pilot says, or the stewardess says, in case of an emergency, put on your mask, oxygen mask first, before you help anybody else. I'm paraphrasing. Because you got to help yourself before you help somebody else. How do you know what help is if you haven't had help? How do you know what success is if you haven't had failure? How do you know what failure is? How do you know what anything is if you don't have it? How do you know what help is if you don't have it? If you don't have it, you have to go after it. You have to seek knowledge after it. And it's a lifestyle. It's not compartmentalized. When I'm at the gym, I'm also meditating. I'm also working. I'm also building my temple. This is the temple, right? Our body's our temple. And you have to build your temple so it can be occupied, so it can be the way it was designed to be. And we aren't designed for living a life like this. And that's it. You can. This is a path. This journey is a path, and it is a. I wouldn't say difficult, but it is challenging because you have to be different people. You know, you have to be the fool. You have to be the devil. You have to be, well, which is, you know, not the way you think of it. You have to be the magician. You have to be the hermit. You know, or you have to be all of them. You have to be the hermit. You have to be willing to get information, and then you have to be willing to meditate, and you have to be willing to withdraw and see how you can implement that in your everyday life. Make it part of a ritual. Make it part of your routine. Routine to make yourself stronger every single day. That's what life's about, being stronger every single day. Now there's some days you can just kind of float, but that's retreating. That's just becoming a hermit. Go inside, become a hermit, meditate, you know, just kind of digest information for 2-3 days. 3 days, you know, 3 days in mourning. You know, when someone dies, you have 3 days to mourn. You have 3 days to mourn your old reality too. Every time you're making yourself new. The old version of you have to kill it. You have to destroy the old version of you. And you can mourn every morning. Have a morning. Don't have a morning. Don't think about the old version of you, because the more you think about it, the more you have feelings associated with that reality. So you have 3 days to, like, once I tell you this, you have like a couple days to kind of digest this information, and then you come out of that cave, you know, come out of that dark cave into the light. But that light shouldn't be someone else's light. That light is your own light, because that light is only found, your true newer, your true light, your true essence, your true spark is only found in your darkness. It's only found when you go within and shut out those other lights that are dimming your light, other people's opinion of you, other how reality should be. Oh, you have to get this car so you can impress this person. You know, you have to, you know, this bill's to pay. You know, get all that for that moment, for that 5 minutes. Take all that stuff away. Nothing's gonna happen. You're not gonna pay your bill by thinking about it. I know it's all important, but I'm saying is find that light, and then you'll understand that all those other things will be, it's like a game. It'll be like a game. And like any game, you can't beat that last boss. You can't beat that level's boss without actually being proficient in the level. You know? And you can, and failure is not, it's not a person, you know. It's just an event. It's just a tool. It's a learning tool. See, when you fail and you get made fun of, that is a lot of energy. That's a lot of energy that people are laughing at you, looking at you. That is a lot of dense, heavy feeling. You take that lead of a feeling, you make it into gold. You see what you did wrong. You make yourself a person that learns from their mistakes, from their failures, in health, in wealth, in family life, everything. And people are going to laugh. Yes, they are. But I'll tell you what. You know what? If you're listening to this, if you're here at 35-minute mark, and you listen to this long enough, then I'll tell you this. Failure was put before you. Hardships, struggle, all that stuff that happened to you. Maybe you went through a divorce. Maybe you went through a major sickness. Maybe you went through humiliation. Maybe you went through all kinds of stuff, you know? And now you're like, you think, maybe a couple years ago you thought you were at a good place where, oh, I have a good job now. But then 2 years later, you're getting unhealthy. You can't even spend time with your kids. You know, it's like, what the hell? You know, everything is falling apart. That is what this transformation is about. It's about living a life full of energy, full of abundance, full of the blessings, full of happiness, you know. And there'll be sorrow, there'll be hardships, but you understand that it is part of the life, you know. And it's how you deal with it, and how either you're gonna let that give you, yes, it'll give you the experience of that heavy lead feeling, and then you transmute it. You're an alchemist. That's what it is. You have to be an alchemist. You have to be an alchemist. And this world is a stage. You're the actor. You're the actor. And actors play roles. They play characters. What character do you want to play? You know, you have to know. You have to be focused. Have focus. Have a vision. Have imagination. Have imagination and vision for your new self. And then systematically destroy the old you. And, you know, some parts of it is going to be easy to destroy. You know, when you're demolishing a house, you know, you take out the little screws and stuff and you give it away. You know, you don't just throw it away, you know. Or you can take a big, you know, one of those metal things one of those metal destruction things that swings and destroy it that way. You know, but you have destruction then, and then you got to take it away, and then you have a empty piece of land. You got to redo the foundation, and then you build it whatever way you want, because you have a new foundation. But to get to the foundation, it takes effort. It takes energy to actually get to the foundation and to destroy it. Destruction takes energy too. But from that destruction, you arise anew. All right. Follow me on Instagram. I have a new handle now. It is called American Desi _guru. American Desi _guru. Very simple, right? American Desi _guru. That's on Instagram. And please follow me on YouTube, which is Beyond the Rant. That's my YouTube channel. And I'm kind of going to be doing this a lot more. Every couple of days, I'm going to be sharing some information. And please stay tuned for my website. I can give it to you now, but it's under construction. It's www.vibeabove.com. That is www.vibeabove.com. I'm going to be coming out with something special, and I want to share it with you. All right. I hope this has helped you. Remember, this is part 1 of the reality transformation series. I talked about mentalism, but before I can talk about that, I had to give a little background of why it is needed, why, you know, why we're going through times that we are. These are new times. This is the new awakening. It's not a new religion. I mean, there's people that are selling new religions. It is just, and that is deception. This is a higher understanding of every religion, because when you get to the higher understanding of them, they are all pointing to the same direction. That creator that created you is a part of you. You are a thought of the creator, of the divine. And you're inside that thought. Okay. So the next one, we're going to be talking about two different laws. The law of the principle of correspondence and the principle of vibration. And these two are really important. And once you understand it, you can start grasping it just right after the fact. You can just kind of see it. You can see it within things, within people. And this isn't some, where you just listen to me or you read about it and then, and that's it. No, you have to put it into practice. You have to start becoming that person that you say you want to be. You say you're an actor on the stage of life. Okay, what character are you playing? And what are you doing to manifest that character in your reality, in your experience? Okay, everyone. Take care.